On Thursday the 17th of July 2025, Stephanie Lauren Castleberry, a 30-year-old from North Augusta, was arrested in Richmond County, Georgia, on a warrant for a carjacking incident that left a man seriously injured. The incident occurred on the 1st of August 2024 at 3646 Wheeler Road in Augusta. Stephanie allegedly stole the victim's 2020 GMC Sierra pickup truck as he exited his vehicle to assist at a car accident. In her attempt to flee, she reportedly dragged the victim, causing road burns, a broken pelvis and 2 broken ribs. The victim was transported to Doctors Hospital in Augusta for treatment. Stephanie faces felony charges of strong-arm carjacking and aggravated assault, and remains held in custody at the Richmond County Jail without bond. A Texas man suspected to have killed his wife and living with a decomposing body for over a month has been arrested. On the night of Saturday the 19th of July, deputies from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office responded to a call from a relative who reported that 49-year-old Charles Vandoil Byrd had confessed to killing his wife, 44-year-old Angela Byrd. When deputies arrived at the couple's residence at 22179 Pleasanton Road in San Antonio, Texas, they detected a strong odor of decomposition. After obtaining a search warrant, deputies discovered Angela's decomposing remains wrapped in plastic, blankets and carpets bound with ratchet straps. Authorities said that Charles lived with the body from the 16th of June until its discovery on the 19th of July, using household substances to mask the odor and attempting to explain the smell to family members. Charles was not at the scene, leading the sheriff's office to issue a public appeal that night for help in locating him. The appeal described Charles as 5'6", 208 pounds with blue eyes and blonde hair, last seen driving a 2025 black Dodge Ram 1500 pickup truck. On Sunday the 20th of July, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office SWAT team located Charles hiding inside a vacant house at 21313 Pleasanton Road, about a mile from his residence, and he was taken into custody. When questioned, Charles allegedly admitted to investigators to having a violent altercation with Angela on the 16th of June, which he believes led to her death. He said that he and his wife had been arguing that morning and accused her of cheating. He said he strangled her with one hand while she was sitting in a chair and bit her in the face so hard that it drew blood from her cheek. He also made a flippant remark saying "go big or go home," noting he had no prior criminal history. Charles later expressed remorse, stating, "I'm sorry, I loved my wife," and attributed his actions to a mental break. He acknowledged that he expected the body would be discovered, saying he was trying to prolong the process. On Wednesday the 23rd of July, the medical examiner's office determined that Angela's death was the result of homicidal violence with possible asphyxia. Charles is charged with murder and 2 counts of tampering with evidence, including 1 count of intent to impair the investigation of a human corpse. He remains held in the Bexar County Jail on a $650,000 bond. An Arizona man has been indicted for a pastor's murder and admits to targeting Christian leaders. On the 18th of July, the Maricopa County's Attorney's Office in Phoenix, Arizona, announced the indictment of 51-year-old Adam Sheafe for the murder of 76-year-old William Schonemann, a pastor of New River Bible Chapel. On the 28th of April, 2 congregation members found William dead in his New River home during a welfare check. His body was positioned with arms outstretched and pinned to the wall, resembling a crucifixion. Adam is also accused of burglarizing a Cave Creek home on the 26th of April and stealing a pickup truck. Sedona police investigating a separate burglary identified Adam and the stolen truck through surveillance footage. He was apprehended the next day after another home invasion in Sedona. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office detectives linked Adam to William's murder, using evidence from the victim's home, the Cave Creek burglary, and found items in Adam's backpack and the stolen truck. Authorities allege that William's murder was part of Adam's plot to kill 14 Christian leaders across the United States. In an interview with Fox 10 Phoenix News, Adam admitted to killing William, claiming Christian pastors lead people down a false path by following Jesus. He described a positive Christian upbringing, denied mental illness or victimization by Christians, and acknowledged past drug use, but insisted it did not affect his mental health. Adam expressed no remorse and stated he would accept execution. A grand jury indicted Adam on 1 count of first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempt to commit first-degree murder, 1 count of burglary in the first degree, 1 count of burglary in the second degree, 1 count of kidnapping, 1 count of theft of means of transportation, and 1 count of criminal trespass in the second degree. He remains held at the Maricopa County Jail on a $10,250,000 bond. 32-year-old Ashlynn Blair is behind bars for allegedly fatally shooting her ex-boyfriend. At around 12:40 p.m. on the 19th of July, Stafford County deputies in Virginia received a call from Ashlynn, advising that she thinks she shot and killed her former boyfriend at her home along Rocky Run Road in Fredericksburg. She further advised that she was at the Giant grocery store parking lot, just over a mile away at 550 Celebrate Virginia Parkway, awaiting deputies. Deputies responded to the location of the caller and the residence in question. At the residence, deputies located a 31-year-old man with multiple gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim's identity has not been released at this time. Simultaneously, deputies made contact with Ashlynn and she was detained. The firearm believed to be used in the incident was in her possession at the time of her detainment. After further investigation, it was discovered that the shooting was domestic related. Ashlynn was charged with second-degree murder and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. She's been held at the Rappahannock Regional Jail without bond. Daycare employee 33-year-old Karla Penalverty-Gonzalez is accused of abusing at least 6 babies over the span of several months. On the 14th of July 2025, authorities responded to All Stars Learning Academy at 2441 West Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala, Florida on reports of possible abuse. Karla reportedly began working at the care center in July of 2024. Authorities allege that between March and July of 2025, Karla mistreated multiple babies ages 4 to 9 months old at the facility. Karla is accused of rough handling, force feeding, violent shaking and near suffocation. An employee reportedly provided a video of one of the alleged incidents where this occurred. Police said that the incidents were reported to supervisors, but no appropriate action was taken to address the allegations in a timely manner. Authorities took Karla into custody. She was booked into the Marin County Jail on charges of abuse without great bodily harm and resisting arrest without violence. A Kentucky woman accused of killing and dismembering her mother has been found competent to stand trial. On Tuesday, the 15th of July 2025, a doctor from the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center determined that 32-year-old Torilena Fields is fit to face charges of murder, abuse of a corpse, tampering with physical evidence, and obstructing governmental operations for the death of her mother, 68-year-old Trudy Fields. She also faces a separate animal cruelty charge for killing a dog. Authorities said that Torilena shot and stabbed her mother before dismembering her body on their family farm in Brearley Ridge Road in Mount Olivet, Kentucky. Parts of Trudy's body, including a head, feet and forearms, were found severely burnt in a pot in a hot oven. At around midday on the 9th of October 2024, a worker discovered Trudy's remains on the property. The worker and others reported seeing Torilena and her mother the previous evening, describing Torilena as confrontational and claiming she said she was a witch casting spells. Responding officers noted her erratic behavior at the scene. Torilena is scheduled to return to court on the 11th of August. On Saturday, the 12th of July, 18-year-old Drake Lease of Honeybrook allegedly sexually assaulted a 7-year-old girl during a sleepover at a relative's home in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, following a birthday party. The next day, authorities were notified of the incident and launched an investigation. The young victim was promptly taken to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for urgent medical care and a sexual assault examination. Investigators interviewed the child, who provided details of the assault that took place at the relative's residence. Drake was arrested and faces multiple charges, including rape of a child. He remains held at the Chester County Jail with bond set at $750,000. His court appearance is scheduled for the 11th of August. On Wednesday, the 23rd of July 2025, the Millbrook Police Department in Alabama arrested 65-year-old attorney John David Norris on 4 counts of disseminating child pornography. The investigation began in February of 2024 after the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children provided a cyber tip indicating that an individual in the area was downloading and sharing child sexual abuse material. Authorities identified John as a suspect and executed search warrants at his residence and office, seizing multiple electronic devices. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency's computer forensic unit analyzed the devices, uncovering evidence that supported further action. John was booked into the Elmore County Jail on an $80,000 bond.